Hey y'all, I've got another recipe for you today. Today is going to be mooshu vegetable stir fry, but I'm going to add some ground pork to it. So we're going to follow the recipe, just going to add some ground pork. I've already cooked my ground pork and set it aside, and now I'm going to start on everything else and then we'll add it in. You need to heat up just a few teaspoons or tablespoons of sesame oil, and I'm gonna go ahead and put my garlic in, and I am doubling this recipe, so if you don't want to double it, just follow the recipe below. All right, and then I'm going to need 4 teaspoons of ground ginger. So this recipe come about because I needed to use up some broccoli slaw. Not a huge fan, so I needed to use it up, and that's what we're going to do. You can cook this for just a couple of minutes, just long enough till you can smell the garlic, which I can already smell it. I'm going to go ahead and just start adding everything. I've got some bean sprouts that I drained, and I bought these canned. And you can use, I think it's a 14-ounce can. Okay, and I did drain those. You need those drained, so that's very important. 2 bags of broccoli slaw. Like I said, I'm doubling this, so look below for individual smaller portions. All right, now we're going to need a few tablespoons of soy sauce. A couple of tablespoons of rice vinegar. And I bought this stuff especially for this recipe, so I hope I use it. It's hoisin sauce, and you're going to need about 4 tablespoons of that. It smells a lot like teriyaki sauce with a little bit of barbecue sauce in it. So I'm hoping that everybody's gonna like it. A little bit heavy on that because I'm not sure if I've got enough liquid for this.
Brand new street and brand new me. Side by side, by friends I need. Don't you tell me that you're in town, I already know. Couple days ago. Hey, now that
all right, I'll be back here in a few minutes. Okay, so I would let this cook down and heat through. I added a little bit more oil. And I also added some of my Kung Pao shrimp sauce that I had. You don't have to do that. You can add more of the hoisin sauce if you want to. I'm not a fan of teriyaki, and I did not know that that's what it tasted like. So here we are. I'm going to add 2 pounds of ground pork that I cooked.
do something that will make sense. I wish I would know what you're thinking about. I wish.
And we're going to go ahead and add our eggs that we cooked. You don't have to do that many. Just scramble some eggs. I plan on serving this over rice, but you do not have to. You can serve it just the way it is, or you could serve it over maybe some noodles. It was a more of a vegetarian type recipe, and the recipe just says serve as it is, just vegetables and meat with the eggs, without the meat, sorry. So you can really do either one on this, just depending on your taste. Hey everybody, Today, I'm just going to come on here and just do a really quick recipe. Cauliflower fried rice. It's supposed to be a keto dinner recipe. I'm not going to make it for the whole family, just me and my son. So, and you know, it's new, so we're going to try it out. And it's a one-pan thing, supposedly. We'll see. Alright, what I've already done here is I chopped up a half of an onion. The onion was small, so I just chopped up the whole thing. And I chopped up 2 medium carrots, diced all that up. Cooked it until it was just a little bit tender and a little bit of oil. The next thing you're supposed to add is minced garlic, which it calls for a tablespoon of it. And let's see what else. Okay. You allow this to cook for a minute. And while that is cooking, we've got frozen peas that we're going to add. The recipe calls for half a cup, but I have some left over in a bag. And I want to say it's about 3/4 of a cup. I'm just going to put it all in there. Go ahead and do that. See, it's a little bit more than half a cup, which is fine. It's probably not completely keto, I wouldn't think, because I don't know that they have peas in there. In that diet much. Alright, so you need to allow this to cook just for a second so that these frozen peas can de-thaw a little. Hopefully that'll happen soon. Alright, I'm going to let this kind of de-thaw a little bit before I put the cauliflower in. Cauliflower is the rice cauliflower that you get at the store, or you can write your own. Big old hunk of ice. And you need to let it warm just a little bit. In your carrot and onion mixture. Smells heavenly. Okay, while that's warming up, I've got the cauliflower ready. I'll go ahead and stick it in there. Like I said, you need to steam it or something before you add it. Okay. I'm sure it's not the exact same as what you would get at the restaurant, and I would probably add some meat to it. But, I mean, it would be a good substitute. So you don't feel like you're being deprived. Okay. So you keep stirring it around so it doesn't burn. Let it get heated through. Meanwhile, you need to crack 2 eggs in the center of this mixture, which I'm about to do. Show you how to do that. Now personally, I would have took the 2 eggs, put them in a bowl, beat them first, and then did this, but the recipe didn't say do that, so I'm going to try to see how it goes. Give it just a few more minutes. So you make a hole in the middle of the pan and you crack your eggs into that hole. Okay. Now, it doesn't take long for eggs to cook. What, 5 minutes? You're going to scramble these. So. Now, in the recipe, it says to just scramble it right here. and then mix with everything else. I can give it a few minutes, but I would like to go ahead and combine it. You still have a few more things to add. We're going to need soy sauce and sesame oil, which is two things I always keep on hand. Okay. Starting to scramble, so I'm going to go ahead and just stir it in with everything else. Alright, looks fantastic. Okay. Sesame oil, 1 teaspoon sesame oil and 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. So when you get the sesame oil in there, sesame oil you definitely want to have and do not substitute. It makes it taste like it's Chinese food or Asian cuisine. So you definitely don't want to skimp on that. And it's fairly cheap. You can find it at most grocery stores. Okay, and let's do that. Now, the rest of our oil. Okay, now we need 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. It smells good too. So let me get this plated up and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, there you have it. It's really easy, really simple, really good. I tasted it. I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit of sesame seeds on there. And that's it. And it's really good. Yeah, now I will warn you, for my taste, it's going to have more soy sauce. But other than that, it tasted like a really good substitute. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to make another really easy dinner or supper. I've made this for years for my family. I don't know if you've ever tried the big bird's eye stir fry type vegetables that you get at the grocery store. I think the bag is like about a 3-pound bag, give or take. So what you do is, what we're going to do is kind of like a stir fry. Now I don't have a wok or anything like that. It's not some kind of fancy, you know, whatever. It's a way for you to give your family, you know, like a Chinese type meal or an Asian type meal without, you know, going out to eat all the time or anything like that. It's going to be served over rice. So what you do is you go to the store and you pick up stew meat. It's in the meat department. You could probably, sorry about the ice maker. The ice maker's on. You could probably even just get any type of meat. Chicken breast chopped up into little cubes, or steak chopped up, or whatever. Stew meat, if you get stew meat, normally what I would do is, and that's what this is, I would take it, and they're really big chunks, so I normally would cut those down, because usually I would have a baby that would eat it, so I have to, you know, cut the meat even smaller than that, but, you know, that's what I would do, is take those stew meat pieces, and it'll help it spread further. And for our family of 6 at the time, I would make the whole bag of vegetables. And this meat here, we're putting extra meat in it this time. We only have 5 in the family now because our daughter is married now. But this is about 3 pounds of meat. You don't have to use that much. You can use a pound. And it just depends on your ratio on how you want to do meat versus vegetables. So, like I said, take the stew meat, cut it into smaller pieces, or whatever meat you have, just kind of bite-sized pieces would be best. Put a little bit of oil in your pan, and basically saute it till it's done. That's what I'm doing here. And then, you can drain it when you're done, or you don't have to, because if you do drain it, you're going to lose what little bit of oil you've got in there, plus whatever the meat provided, because that meat is not lean. So you probably need to try to keep it in there. So that's what I'm going to do. The stir-fried vegetables come with a sauce. You can get an extra bottle of sauce in your Asian aisle of your grocery store. And I did pick a sauce, this sauce here. They have different ones. You know, when my children were young, this is spicy. Kung Pao sauce is very spicy. When my children were young, I would just use the pouches that come with the vegetables, and plus I would use like just a general stir fry or teriyaki sauce or a sweet and sour or something. Probably not even a sweet and sour. Just stir fry sauce, period. Kiko Man makes just a general stir fry sauce. It's not, it's actually got a little bit of a sweetness to it, but it's not as sweet as a sweet and sour. Because I was trying to get them to eat their vegetables, and it was just a way, you know, to get them to do that. Okay. Now, I'll probably what I'm going to do is try to cook the vegetables down just a little bit, and then add them to this meat. So I'll see you back here in just a minute. Okay, so I've cooked all this meat, and in a separate pan, I cooked the vegetables. Now you can boil them or steam them or whatever you want to do. I kind of did a saute, simmery boil kind of thing, where I sauteed them a little bit, then I added a little bit of water, put a lid on, and kind of steamed them the rest of the way. So they're not completely done, I'm sure, which is fine. So I added it to the meat and the juices. The meat was not completely 100% done because I'm going to cook it the rest of the way in this pan. Okay. Now, when it gets to this point, you can go ahead and add your sauces that came out of the packaging. Now, this is what they came out of. I mean, this is what they come in. They come in this little package of sauce, and it'll be frozen, and you take it and you put it in some hot water, the package, not the sauce, to thaw it, and then put the sauce into the package. Okay. And since we did all the vegetables, comes with 2 packets of sauce. So I'm going to do both packets. But that was never enough sauce for us, like I said earlier. So we're going to put both these in, but then I'm going to add some sauce. In my family, not all members of my family like spicy food. So I figured if I added this sauce, which is just a normal, you know, stir fry, whatever, that a little bit of the spicy, it wouldn't really matter. Oh, let me show you the package it came in. Meant to do that. So it comes like this. Now this one is Asian style. Now you do not have to get Asian style. You can get, oh, I can't think of the others. California mix and Normandy mix. I've used all those and did the exact same thing. It's a little bit different because the vegetable choices in it are different. So as you can see, that sauce did not cover everything. That's why you need the extra sauce. And you can add a little bit of soy sauce too, and maybe some sesame oil. Sesame oil, we'll be doing that too. Let me get that. Sesame oil gives it a very unique taste. And that's here's what it comes in. Just sesame seed oil. I keep it in my fridge because it can go rancid. Now this is not done cooking, like I said. We gotta get that broccoli done a little bit. So what I'm gonna do see in just a sec. Okay, y'all. Y'all will not believe what happened in between times, in between takes of this video. Power went out and it came back on, thank God. So this is it. This is the rest of it. This is all of it. It's really, really pretty, colorful, and gonna be really, really yummy. So let me plate some of this up so you can see it. Okay, so this is the finished product. You serve it over rice. You can also do it over rice and cauliflower. It's really affordable, really good. See you next time.